I've just driven that stretch of road. It took me 10 minutes and I measured it on my GPS. That was 9 miles. And this is the loneliest road. This is what they call it. And it really is lonely out here, but it's so beautiful and so peaceful at the same time. I think this is what a lot of people envision in terms of, you know, doing an American road trip, and it really is. It's just endless miles of this. I'm driving 70 miles of this today. You know, it is beautiful. It's stunning. And another good tip, I know it looks like easy driving, just churning these big straight long roads, but you need to pay attention. There's no phone signal out here, so if something happens, you've just got to wait for the next passerby to help and assist. Also, you do get cattle just roaming around and they'll just meander their way onto the road. So if you haven't seen them, game over. And also, make sure you've got more than, I'd almost say 2/3 of a tank of fuel, because I've already had the first sign that said basically no more gas stations for 90 miles. So you really are out on your own out here. But those are just some tips. So we're about 4 miles into the trail. I was just thinking to myself then, you know, look at this scenery. And I've got a playlist on from the Elder Scrolls game Skyrim. I don't know if you've played it, but it's that style of music. And I feel like one of the hobbits, you know, or one of the Fellowship, you know, just plotting my way up through the mountains. It's so peaceful. There's no one else out here. It's beautiful. On the trail marker at the start, it did have warning signs for mountain lions and also rattlesnakes, which, you know, it's very much a threat out here, and you've just got to be loud. I've brought the pole with me today. I don't usually bring the pole, but we've got the pole. I don't get on that well with hiking poles unless it's just a steady incline and a decline, one of those sorts of hikes. But more so as I thought to myself, I don't really have any means of fending anything off if it was to come. They say make yourself look big. Quite hard for a little scrawner like me. So I've got the pole just as a contingency, you know. It's better than nothing at the end of the day. But yeah, it's beautiful. I've seen a lot of chipmunks on the walk up. I've seen lots of geckos as usual. Lots of beautiful birds, and you can hear them chirping away. And also 2 deer, which did spook the hell out of me quite a bit, because I think they didn't realize I was coming despite the noise. So yeah, but no, it is gorgeous, and I'll have shown you in the clips the highlights from the hike up. But this is Great Basin National Park, and it's so peaceful. I don't know if it's just because of the time of the year, but there's no one here. So yeah. One other thing, and I could do with a little break. It's been quite a steady incline. I've been really bad at it this trip, mainly because, well, no excuse really. But one thing to always do when you're out here is send your location to someone you love, if you are hiking solo or just traveling solo in general. I always send one to my dad. I'm usually better at it. I wasn't so great this trip, but I'm going to start from now moving forward that I will let him know where I am. And again, rough idea of how long the hike is. So if he doesn't hear from me in 5 hours, either I forgot to reply or something's happened and he knows where I am. I didn't think of it as a threat. I don't know if it is. There is 3 turkeys down there. Yeah. Okay, we've safely navigated past the turkeys. I think they were turkeys, maybe vultures. I don't know. That's never a good sign when you're out hiking on your own. There's vultures around. They had the weird dangly bit on their neck, which I believe means that they are turkeys. I'm really not too sure. Either way, I'm just gonna keep chopping away here. There is a snake just sat across the trail. Kind of don't really know what to do. Yeah. Okay, so the snake is still there. Right there. I don't believe it's a rattlesnake, but it's like a brownie colour and it's spotted. So I'm kind of don't really want to be standing here too long because look what this is all the same terrain. The only way back now, I've got my head on a swivel. The only way back now, stop. That's my own hiking stick scaring me now. I'm gonna have to go about an extra flipping 2 miles to get around that, and I'm just gonna walk down the gravel road because I'm not playing around with that stuff. I'm really not. Yeah, I hope you can see that in the video. Keep your eyes peeled all the time. I tell you, I was like in get back to the car mode. Did you hear that? Fuck. That's the wind in the leaves. But that's what happens once you see something like this. You're really on edge, so it's best just get out of here. I'll stick to the road. It's a gravel road. It'll be boring walk back, but I'd rather that than get bit by a snake. Okay, so I bumped into a ranger because there was a campground there, and I showed him the picture. He said, "Yeah, that's a rattlesnake." So I'm glad we have aborted that last. It was only like the last mile back to the car, but after having a really great hike, I don't want to be playing around with that. And the rest of the terrain was the same, so we're taking a little detour, a bit free sun tanning, walking down this boring ass gravel road. But yeah. Surprisingly, I always expect, because we don't really see snakes in England, I always expect them to be like huge fat things. He said, yeah, you can get ones like that, but he said most of them just like that. And in the picture, you can see the rattler on there. So, yeah, better safe than sorry. Alright, so we just checked into the hotel. This place is a banger, like an absolute banger. I thought it was an old casino that's not a casino anymore, but it is still a casino, like full blast, and everything's old school, American, all that sort of stuff. It's about 6 o'clock, long day hiking, so I've just done a shower, all dolled up, sipping on a Mountain Dew diet with one of these bad boys mixed into it. Never heard of these. Seen them on Instagram. Beatbox. So the other half of that I had whilst I was having a shower, and then the other half's in there. But this place is mental. You get 10 quid off at Denny's and 2 complimentary drinks at the bar. And you can have Bud Light, Bud, or glass of wine, margarita. What a gem. So yeah, so I will get some shots of the inside of the casino, let you see what it looks like, and then we'll see where the night takes us, because yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, FYI, and I've found this before, like there's a difference between Nevada gambling towns and Vegas. The majority of people in there are there to gamble. Morning. So we are here at the Northern Nevada Railway Museum. I think it's a bit early, so not much stuff is open, but there's locomotives and all sorts of stuff in these big buildings. And yeah, if you're ever obsessed with trains like I was as a kid, the Flying Scotsman, the Mallard, you know, this is kind of all that sort of old history. And I think these trains, it wasn't so much gold mining and silver mining, although there probably was some of that. It was more for the copper, mining the copper, because obviously everybody had telephones, light bulbs, all those sorts of things, which required copper, which was mined in these sorts of areas and transported across America. So that's the majority of the history. But look at this, you know. It's $10 for a ticket and you can just kind of roam around, which is really cool. But yeah. All right, shock, Callum is on another hiking trail. However, a very special one today. As you can see behind me, this is Wheeler Peak, Nevada's highest, or just about second highest. It's a 13,000 foot of elevation, so it's a big hike. We'd started at 10,000 and we'll be climbing up to 13. So, not a bad view, eh? Just keeps going. There is the summit. We're nearly there. I'm not going to pretend like this is easy, especially this last push. Ooh, I've just necked a shitload of water. Just taking it slow now. The pace has really dropped off. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We will get there. Come on. All right, as you will have seen, we did make it. It was a graft, that is for sure. Yeah, the elevation is hard, you know. I stopped a good few times up there. It's hard nonetheless, I'll tell you that for sure. But yeah, the scenery, it is just insane. I mean, fucking hell, man. It just goes on for miles. Honestly. This is what it's all about, you know. This is it. Now we got to get back down safely, so wish me luck. FYI, I mean, this is what you're climbing down, right? It's just fucking shingle. I'm trying to go slow, but I keep wanting to get down fast. Alright, so we took a little detour on the way down the mountain. We're on the way back to the car now, so it won't be long. But did you see those weird wampum willow looking trees? Those are called bristlecone pines, and they are the oldest living organisms on the planet. Don't get me wrong, I'm not into trees, but everybody said you've got to see the bristlecones, you've got to see the bristlecones. So we saw them, and they are pretty cool looking. I mean, it's amazing. Some of them, I think, have living up to like 7,000 years. The ones in the video were about 3,000 years old. But yeah,